Hello people, today we are going to learn about planning process group, project management processes, define activities. So let's see how we can implement define activity. Define activities is the process of identifying and documenting the specific actions to be performed to produce project deliverables. The key benefit of this process is to break down work packages into activities that provide a basis for estimating, scheduling, executing, monitoring, and controlling the project work. The inputs involved for defined activities are schedule plan management, um, scope baseline, enterprise environmental factor, and organizational process asset. The tools and techniques used are decomposition, rolling wave planning, expert judgment, and output is activity list, activity attributes, milestone list. So let's see what are all inputs and their details. First input is schedule plan management. I have already talked about this in detail in the plan schedule management tutorial, so you can go back to my channel and learn in detail about this. So let's see in brief. A key input from the schedule plan management is the prescribed level of detail necessary to manage work. In case of scope baseline, the project WBS, that is work breakdown structure, deliverables, constraints, and assumptions documented in the scope baseline are considered explicitly while defining activities. Enterprise environmental factors that influence the defined activities process include organizational culture and structure, published commercial information from commercial databases, and project management information system. The organizational process asset that can influence the defined activity process include lesson learned, knowledge base containing historical information regarding activity list issued by previous similar projects, standardized processes, templates that contain the standard activity list or a portion of an activity list from a previous project. Existing formal and informal activity planning related policies, procedures, and guidelines, such as scheduling methodologies that are considered in developing the activity definitions. The tools and techniques involved are decomposition, rolling wave planning, and expert judgment. So let's see one by one. What's decomposition? Decomposition is a technique used for dividing and subdividing the project scope and project deliverable into smaller and more manageable parts. Activities represent the effort needed to complete the work packages. The define activities process defines the final output as activities rather than deliverables as done in create WBS process. The activity list, WBS and WBS dictionary can be developed either sequentially or concurrently. Each work packages within the WBS is decomposed into the activities required to produce the work package deliverables involving team members, and the decomposition can lead to a better and more accurate results. In case of rolling wave planning, so what is rolling wave planning? Let's understand that. It is an iterative planning technique in which the work to be accomplished in the near term is planned in detail, while the work in the future is planned at a higher level. It is a form of progressive elaboration. Therefore, the work can exist at various levels of details depending on where it is in the project life cycle. During early strategic planning, when information is less defined, work packages may be decomposed to a known level of detail. As more is known about the upcoming events in the near term, work packages can be decomposed into activities. So this is what basically rolling wave planning is progressive elaboration. The output is activity list, activity attributes, and milestone list. So let's see one by one. First is activity list. Activity list is a comprehensive list that includes all schedule activities required on the project. The activity list also includes the activity identifier and scope of work description for each activity in sufficient detail to ensure that the project team members understand what work is required to be completed. Each activity should have a unique title that describes its place in the schedule, and even if that activity title is displayed outside the context of project schedule. What is activity attributes? Activity attributes extend the description of the activity by identifying the multiple components associated with each activity. The components of each activity evolve over time. During initial stages of the project, they include the activity identifier, WBS ID, activity level or name. When completed, may include activity codes, activity description, predecessor activity, successor activity, logical relationship, leads and lags, resource requirement, imposed date, constraints, and assumptions. Sometimes activity attributes also helps in identifying who is the person responsible for a particular activity from the activity list. Then the last output is milestone list. A milestone is a significant point or event in a project. A milestone list is a list of identifying all the project milestones and indicates whether the milestone is mandatory, such as those required by contract, or optional, such as based upon the historical information. Then milestones are similar to regular activities with the same structure and attributes, but they have duration because milestones represent a moment in time. So guys, I hope you got some idea on what is defined activity process. So let's do it again, revise it. The inputs involved are schedule plan management, scope baseline, EEF and OPA. Tools and techniques are decomposition, rolling wave planning is most important over here, and expert judgment. Then activity output is activity list, activity attributes, and milestone. So guys, I hope you got some idea on define activity. So thank you for watching. Come back to my channel or subscribe to my channel for more videos on PMP and other things. Thank you very much.